Hi guys, and welcome back to Number 9 Farms. Today I'm going to be making some what I call McGee's, because when me and Bruce were first married, we used to go get the breakfast sandwiches because we lived with my aunt, and she lived right in town, and we would go to McDonald's and we would get these sandwiches, and they were like probably then like 2 for $2 or something. I don't even know. They were cheap. And I had the bright idea. I was like, I'm just gonna make these at home, and we would get some decent ham, or even sometimes the country ham. But Bruce had this, and he sliced it up, and so I wanted to use that up. Plus, I had some other ham that I cooked on Sunday, which that video should go out before this one. So that one should be up. But like I said, I don't get to get videos up until I go to town, because there is no getting them up here. Now I can get a short up here. But I have this cheese that I bought from Costco when we went last time picking up our Azure order, which they have a really good price. And if you can get these English muffins there, they also had a really good price on those as well at Costco. But these came from Meyer, and these were actually on sale, so it wasn't a bad price at all. It was like $2.99 for them, and that's pretty cheap for these, because this is usually almost $4 or more. So let's get started. I got a ton of eggs over there, and all I do is I go ahead and slice them all up, cook all the eggs, cook the ham, and then I put the cheese on each bun, put them together, and then I do a flash freeze in the freezer. And then after they're done, I wrap them up in Reynolds wrap, and I stuff them in Ziploc baggies, so that my boys, while I'm at work or whatever, working in the garden, whatever it is, my boys can have a breakfast sandwich. And most of the time they eat them even after school, and they go quick. Like this 24, this probably won't even last 2 weeks. And I tell them all the time, I said, can't y'all just wait and have those for breakfast? But anyways, let's get started. See how many eggs I have, and this is just now. I have like 10 dozen in the refrigerator, and I know I've freeze dried plenty, so I that's not an issue. I've got others, so there's plenty going on with the eggs. But plus, me and my daughter, we actually had to go buy eggs when we made the breakfast burritos, and now those breakfast burritos are almost all gone too. So when she comes next time, they've been in Florida, and I'm gonna get the pan. Hear that sound in the background? That's my bread machine, because I'm making buns for tonight with some deer burger. And what else? Oh yeah, twice baked potatoes, which I have those in the freezer as well. And that was part of our potatoes that we had this year, which is still providing us with plenty of nutrition, and they've been amazing. And my son-in-law asked me would I be planting potatoes again, and I said, of course we're gonna plant potatoes again. Like, don't ask that. Like Ledger says. Oh, Ledger, Riggy, the story one day when we were coming home, and this was last year, right after we got here, and it was probably around February, and we were coming back, and we were in the Suburban, the old Suburban, and a deer ran right out in front of us. I mean, like, we couldn't even, it was just like you're driving and it was just shoot out in front of you. And so the sign, Riggins was 3 then. So he's in the back seat. Well, Bruce gets out to see what happened, and of course it tore the car up, the front of the car up, the light went out and everything. But I get back in the car, and Riggins says to me, he says, didn't you see the sign? Like, we were supposed to have seen the sign to deer crossing, so it's our own fault that we hit it. But anyways, we kept getting stopped by the cops. Because and every time they were like, huh, you hit a deer? That doesn't happen in Michigan. No, not at all. Yeah, okay. So it took us a while to get the parts because since the Suburban is so old, and actually the one guy that got the parts, he actually had to get it from another junkyard. So anyways, I'm just waiting for it to heat up. And last night I cooked the Taco Supreme. Let's see what it Taco Bell's Crunch Wrap Supreme. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the boys love those. And Cooper reminded me. He said you can add those to your monthly menu. But they turned out really good. So I'm gonna go ahead now and get these eggs cooking. And all I do is like a sunny side up kind of egg. And of course a little piece of straw. Try to cook them not all, cook them all the way, but I mean like where they're not hard. That way when the sandwiches and you could also scramble, do the scrambled eggs if you wanted to. But you can see how beautiful they are. Let's see. See how dark they are too? I love that. It makes me so happy to have eggs. Alright, I'm gonna get these cooked and then I'll meet you back over there at the table. I do throw a little bit of salt and pepper on while they're cooking. So, and I had to have some lab work done, and all the lab work came back perfect. And the only thing she said was, make sure you eat some salt, because the sodium was actually low. And I was thinking, I eat a lot of salt. So, all right, guys, so I'll be back over there. Okay, so I got all the eggs cooked. So now it's time to cook the ham. Regular old pile there of eggs. And so this ham here, don't ask me how. I'm sure it was in my freezer, and my sweet friend gave it to me. Hi, Linda. So this is what's left of it. And so the boys had made sandwiches. Now I'm just gonna get it warmed up enough to go on the sandwiches, the breakfast sandwiches. Rosie's like, I'll take some. There you go. There's craft shows this weekend, and so there's another time I'll be out, but my daughter-in-law just came and picked up some of the products so she could go to sell at a different craft show. And she said there's going to be an Easter egg hunt there and something else. So it's probably going to be really a lot of fun at her craft show. Mine is going to be in Escanaba, and it is sometimes it can be boring, but I like fast pace, and so if it's not fast paced, I get really bored quick because I'm constantly doing. So if I'm standing around, it's boring to me. And and of course I like to talk to people too. And Anyways, that is it. So you just cook the ham up, and I've got other pieces of ham that I'm going to go, because this of course wouldn't be enough for 24 breakfast sandwiches. And now I'm going to start, once this is done, I'm going to start slicing the breads and put them together, and that's it. Alright, so now everything, the ham is cooked. I still got some left here. I've got all the eggs done, and now we're just going to go ahead and put them together. And most of the time, my boys like to put ketchup and stuff on them anyway. I know. But you could also put some butter on them if you wanted to. You could toast them first, whichever you would like to do. It just is a great, simple after school snack, breakfast, anything like that. And I'm gonna put this right here. And I'm gonna get another plate, because I like washing dishes. I usually just use a cutting mat, and I just cut them and put the cheese to done, and a piece of ham and an egg, and put together. That's it. So, and Dusty, when he got home, he had 2 eggs, and he saw the ham, and he's like, oh, all the stuff that I like. So this is a 24 pack of cheese, so I know that there'll be exactly. And a lot of times, like if I'm making sandwiches like this, so say I was doing a bologna, which we don't eat bologna, but I used to make bologna sandwiches for the guys that my husband worked with my husband, and one of them liked ketchup on his bologna sandwich, and I used to put the ketchup inside the bologna, and so his sandwich wouldn't be soggy, and he used to always just think that was so smart. So, anyways, I'm going to get these all done, and I will be back. Alright, so now all 24 of the sandwiches are done, and they look really good. So now it's time to go ahead and put them in the freezer, and then once they're in the freezer, they'll freeze, and we'll wrap them up. Okay, so looky there. All 24. Well, Bruce, I'll come help you, okay? Yes. I just went and got these out of the freezer, but these are the twice baked potatoes that I do. So I do the same kind of thing, just flash freeze them and then I repackage them. But I'm gonna cook some tonight for dinner with our hamburger buns and deer burgers. Hey guys, and welcome back. So here it is the next day, and I am going to go ahead and wrap all these. And what I did is I went ahead and used deli paper instead, because the Reynolds wrap, after yesterday when my son saw me making them, he said that he found one of the insides had a piece of Reynolds wrap. So that's so gross. So after that, I said, okay, well, I'll use the deli sheets. But he said it wasn't the one I did. It was the one me and my daughter did together. So I don't know. So anyway, it's better to be safe than, because they do like to microwave them, which I always just warm them up when in the oven wrapped up with in the Reynolds wrap, which for my husband, like for breakfast or something. But anyways, I wanted to tell you that. And I think the deli sheets, which I got these, and I have used deli sheets for the longest time. I got these off of Amazon. They call it cabinet wax. And I use these for my candle making. There's 500 sheets, and I'm telling you, I have 2 boxes of these, and I still haven't reached the bottom. And I'm gonna tell you, they're great things. So I think these will work good. They don't last long enough in there too to, you know, really worry about it. Plus, they can warm them up really in these. And I went ahead and went down and got new freezer bags before I got started, because I didn't realize there wasn't any more up here. And usually I get a pretty good deal on the Ziploc baggies at Costco. So, but there you go. It works out really good. These are really good sandwiches, like I say, after school or breakfasts. And like this weekend, I got 3 days of a craft show. And with that craft show, you know, there's not going to be anybody here to cook the boys' breakfast. Of course, they're 18, 16, and 14. So I'm sure they can figure something out. But these kind of things are really good for them. And it also just, you know, make sure they get something nutritious. And I know there's a few things on here that are pretty choice, but yeah, this is what they like, and that's the good thing. So, and my friend Megan told me today she just made her first order with Azure, so that's a good thing. And I saw today that they had the wild frozen blueberries, $23 for 5 pounds. Yeah, and those are my favorite. I use those in my water. And we're getting ready to make some root beer, which we've been making root beer for years. And Colby's got all the bottles clean. So if you see all those bottles right over there. And I'm cooking a potato casserole tonight. A good old Midwestern meal. Since we're Southern, we like to cook Southern meals. But my son-in-law has made me where I've increased my Midwestern meals. Mm-hmm. Eh? So, but I've been working on all my plants, which I will show you before the end of this video. And we've got the new lights in the greenhouse. And Bruce is now working back on the big one because some of the snow is melting. Just to turn around again this weekend, and they said we were supposed to get a big snowstorm, but it's raining instead, which rain is good because that pond is where I get all my water for my plants. And I need those. This one the egg leaked out of, which isn't uncommon. Usually they pop right off. That one's stuck. Yeah, I like the deli paper, Bruce. Yeah. I don't know, but I think my daughter might be coming this weekend. And when she comes, and if we're not here, she does all like the work, the farm work, or she gets everybody motivated, I should say, to get all the things done. And she jokes herself that she's the farm help. And it's nice because I don't have to worry about everything. I come home to a clean house and a meal ready. So that's nice. And hi, Rosie. You want to come say hi? Huh? You want to come say hi to everybody. Come say hi to them. Come on, Rosie. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on and say hi. Say hi. Yes. Oh, Rosie. Yeah. Let me wash my hands. Finish those last ones. Kobe's got his bottles all ready for the root beer. When they were little, it's a funny story, which I know this has happened to a lot of people. We had made it for the first time, and I used to work at the wine and cake hobbies, doing pasta classes, and what else did I do there? Jam making, pickle making, yeah, I think that was really it. Cheese making, yes. I knew there was something else. I went, and then of course I did a yogurt class too. But they have all wine making, beer making, and they've been there since like 1968, 69, something like that. And they have the best stuff, all candy making supplies, cookie making supplies, cake decorating supplies. I mean, it was just, when I was real young, I used to go in there all the time, and it was like the utopia. And I just dreamed about all that wonderful stuff, chocolate making stuff. So of course, all over the years, I've done a lot of those things. But when we were there, they sell the root beer making stuff, and so this is all it is. So we started making it years ago, and they have all kinds of flavors. They have orange, sarsaparilla, ginger ale, you name it. And we have the bottle making kits, because we used to make beer all the time. We used to make wine all the time, which the wine, the apple, the green apple was my favorite. And it was always super to do that. So anyways, the story goes is that we were all like laying in the bedroom, and this was on the 3rd floor of the house that we lived in, and we were on the 2nd floor, and they're like all the kids, and all of a sudden we hear these pew pew, and I mean it was loud, like almost like a gunshot. It was so loud. And come to find out, the root beer bottles had gotten too hot, and they started blowing the tops off. And when they started blowing the tops off, it actually took and hit the ceiling and messed the ceiling up, and knocked holes in the tile cabinets. I mean the tile countertops. So that is not something that you want to let go over, because the yeast build up so much, and that heat too. But you want to, after like a day or so, after you start seeing the carbonation, you want to put them in the refrigerator. After that, I learned real quick. So there you have it. These all wrapped up, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the plants. And let's see, this is where I do all my transplanting right here. Bruce has got it all made up so that I can have a place to not have to bend over. But these are the other plants, and these are the other ones. So, but let me show you over here these. Woohoo! And okay, wrong way. I got little projects going everywhere. Look at that. They look so good. And I keep all the fans on them. You know, that helps make them strong, helps move carbon dioxide. And it also like stimulates wind too, so they're stronger. But, well guys, thanks for watching.